Hello, my name is Cheryl Smith, and I am doing my reflection on my summer course that I took, Really Cool Websites. I am switching grade levels from 2nd to 4th, and I am going to be teaching math and science this year. So in my reflection, I am including websites that I think I will use in my classroom this year. As I transition, I really focused on those two areas. The first one that I looked at and was really impressed with was spellingcity.com. I liked this one because of the interactive games that the kids could play and study their words with. I also liked the fact that it could be something that the parents can download on tablets and smartphones at home, and they can play and study basically anywhere that they had internet access through those devices. There were several things on here that I liked. If we go to play a game, there is a good choice of free activities. Test and Teach was one that I liked because it gave the kids the words, and if they missed them, it also gave them a short little tutorial on how to spell them correctly. And it is loading slow. There it goes.
Spell all of your words correctly to help carve out Mount Spellmore. Don't worry, if you miss a word, you'll get another chance and a little help. The better you spell, the better your monument. Hit start when you're ready to play Test and Teach.
Sad.
I often cry when I feel sad.
Sad.
And so the student would type the word sad and hit enter. And that would just continue.
Dig a hole in the ground with your shovel.
Dig.
And
Dig. D-I-G. Dig.
Say the word aloud.
Dig.
Dig a hole in the ground with your shovel.
Dig.
And so I spelled it wrong, so it gave me that little tutorial. And that would go through that with the entire list. If I go back to the list that I set up, some other options that I would have as a teacher, in Play a Game, I have the options of playing an alphabetized game, which I thought would be good practice for the students.
R's and B's and Q's and Y's. Put them in order to alphabetize.
Drag the scrambled words from the left and drop them into alphabetical order on the right.
Rib.
So it says the word as you point to it, but then as you put them in alphabetical order.
Now find a word that goes before this word or after it and drop it in place.
Flat.
It will show you.
Next word.
Glad.
Good.
Sad.
Yep.
Rib.
Try again.
So it automatically tells the students if they've gotten off track and if they need to choose a different word, because obviously rip would come before sad.
Right.
So that is another practice activity that I would use in the classroom and encourage students to practice at home with as well. I liked that they had the option of printing handwriting sheets, because I think that while that's not an interactive online activity they could do, it is something important that I think that they could use to practice with throughout the week. You can print lists, which would be another option that would be good for me as a teacher, but also parents at home as well. It even has the option on here to take an actual spelling test.
Get ready for the test. Don't peek at your list. Begin.
Sad.
I often cry when I feel sad.
So they would type the words in there, and they have the option of it being
Sad.
repeated or a sentence.
I often cry when I feel sad.
And so when they finish this test, then they can print a certificate with their score on it that they could hand in to the teacher. If the teacher, if I decided to give the spelling test that way, I kind of like this because it would give the option of them being able to take the test at their own pace and not being rushed by the pace of the class. Another website that I checked out was Math is Fun. I really liked this one. It had lots of things that I think I could use in my classroom. Lots of vocabulary that students could see real-life examples and manipulate and dig deeper into what each specific word means. By accident, while looking at Math is Fun, I clicked on a link. I thought I was still on that website and ended up on a different website called Adapted Minds, which has math and reading. I looked at the reading a little bit, but to be honest, I focused more on the math as I will not be teaching the reading. It'll be definitely something that I share with the 5th grade teacher who is going to be teaching the reading and social studies for the 4th and 5th grade classes. But on the math side of things, I really liked this. It had lots of options and interactive practice for the kids to do. I liked the little avatars. I think that will be something the kids like as well, kind of visually pleasing. But so choose which number is between the other two. You would choose and so I guess I played it enough. I've gotten a badge now. So you would just keep clicking. 9 is after 6. And as you click the monsters, it just continues to give you more questions. And then you just continue. So there's all kinds of course I'm on 4th grade math here because that's one of the areas I'll be teaching, but all kinds of different topics that you could have practice on. So I really liked that. Young Zion was another one we looked at, which I think is pretty interesting. It has lots of articles. I liked that they were organized by topic up here. I liked that they were current events. The pictures are visually pleasing and very interesting and catch your eye and make you want to know more about what's going on. I did see where there was places where the students have blogged, and so you can get more into it that way. But I just think this would be a very good thing for students as they are practicing, finding text evidence. You know, I could make up questions about an article, they could write a review, but there's all kinds of standards for the reading assessment that could be tackled on this website, as well as just getting information about topics. So they could be, you know, tackling science and some of those reading standards at the same time. And as teachers, we know it's always awesome when we can tackle 2 things at once. So I'm very excited about using this website in my classroom. MathFacts Pro is another one I stumbled across, just kind of trying to find some math and science websites. This one does cost money, but you can try it for free, and it's something that I'm definitely going to look into seeing if I can have available in my classroom. You can choose addition, subtraction, multiplication, or division. I'm just going to click addition here. Of course, if the student was registered, they would have their password, but since I'm just doing the free trial here, I'm just going to plug in my name or I could have just skipped that as well. Put in grade. We're just going to do a few. And so then when it gets started, it just gives you facts, and you have to click the answer. Once again, you're going to get instant feedback as to whether you answered correctly or incorrectly. So see, that one was incorrect, so it showed red instead of green. But then it just continues on to the next one. As a teacher, you can set this up as a timed activity, as a not timed activity. You can kind of choose how many problems you want the students to have to answer. And it also, if you pay the membership, then it will track their progress and their success. So I think that would be something very good for the students. Fact fluency is something that in the standards is still important for the students to master their skills, but it is not very embedded in the math curriculums that I've looked at. So it's something that kind of has to be done extra on the side, and this would be a great way to do that. The last website that I want to share for my reflection is probably the one I'm most excited about. It's called Socrative, and here is the student side. So I guess back up, I got ahead of myself. So on the teacher side, I would go in here and I would create a quiz, which I've already done. Just for this purpose, I just created a little one about myself. But on the teacher side, I could set it up to where I can watch the kids as they answer. There's several ways you can do this. But then go back to the student side. Where did Miss Smith go to elementary school? I actually went to elementary school in Deerfield where I teach. So the students would choose an answer and submit their answer, and then it would tell them they're correct. Some of them I even put in an explanation. So if this were a science quiz or a math quiz, I could give more information about the question. So then where did Mrs. Smith first attend college? If I put Fort Hays State University, which is incorrect, it would tell them the correct answer. I first attended college at Garden City Community College. And then going back over here, I, on the teacher side, have instant feedback as to what they're answering correctly and incorrectly. This can also be done on the teacher side as a game where you could split them up on teams. You would choose your quiz, your number of teams, and then start it, and they could do it kind of as a class competition for review for a test or just practice on information. So it's got lots of options and opportunities for the kids to have fun while learning, and if they're playing a game, sometimes they don't even realize they're learning, which is awesome. I think I probably will use this first quiz that I made just for a first day of school kind of beginning things for them to kind of just have fun and get to know the program and how to use it. So those are the basic websites that the ones that I came across that I think I will tackle first in my classroom. I have a newfound courage of diving into these things, and I think that as I become comfortable with these I am going to just continue to find more and more. It's limitless. The only challenge I think is finding ones that aren't expensive, but they are out there, and I appreciate having this class so that I could start, like I said, just having a little bit more courage. I was a little bit timid. So there it is, diving into websites.